It's a bit of a broad question, but I'll try my best to give you an answer that will satisfy your viewers. Look, there is no meaning to life. Right? If we're talking strictly on biological terms, then I'd say that our purpose on this earth is simply to survive and replicate, to propagate our species. The people who are less adapted to survival, in other words, the weaker people, are the ones unfortunately kicked to the curb by natural selection. I mean, maybe that's not the type of answer you were looking for, but that just happens to be the way it is. The most efficient way to live life successfully would be to build up your resources in order to live a sustainable life. And it doesn't even matter if you're happy. In fact, being happy all the time is a detriment. Otherwise, you wouldn't get anything done. And life is not even meant to get any easier once you're happy anyway. We're supposed to suffer. The more simple-minded people have an easier time being happy because they don't have the inclination to worry about how the real world works. Because ignorance is bliss. Everyone is out here for themselves, and the universe is indifferent. Look, you can make your own meaning, if anything. It is whatever you want it to be. We're here for blind luck, so make the most out of it, because life is fucking short. I mean, the advice that I would give would be to try and make life as enjoyable as you can with the least amount of pain as possible. Because at the end of the day, we're all slaves to the system. We're controlled by our desires and our necessities because we're primarily driven by our hormones and our genes. We no longer need our strength for survival like we did when the hunter-gatherers. No, we're totally dependent on money. Money controls the world, and the central banks control the money. Even celebrities are slaves to those in higher power. Because there's no escape from the structure of the modern world, and freedom is an illusion. I tried to figure out my life's purpose when I was younger, but I couldn't. No, I was too preoccupied with chasing money and women, and everywhere I knew how. It's pretty primal goals, to be honest, but it was the only thing I was good at. So now, I own properties. I work in one of the top financial firms. I have a few side gigs as well. I won't disclose them. I tend to see life as a competition. There's always someone better out there, and that has continuously motivated me to want to better myself. I'll do whatever it takes to rise up the ranks, whether it be socially or financially. There's always someone higher up the food chain, unless you count the wealthiest 1% of the world, which are the world's richest families. I mean, I wouldn't say I am anywhere near their level. However, I intend to do something about that. I've received an invitation to one of their annual balls. I do my best to make my acquaintance with one of the attractive female descendants and make her fall in love with me. After which I'll hopefully meet her family and do my best to charm them with my personality and my creative capabilities and my knowledge. And then maybe they'll grant me a position in one of their companies, which will put me in a position of much greater power and pretty much above most people in the world. I mean, it's a crazy idea, but it's worth a shot. I think there are 3 types of people in the world. Those who are lucky, fair enough. Those who are unlucky, poor them. And those who don't have the best of luck, but are willing to fight until the luck has no fucking choice but to work in their favor. That's the type of person I am. The meaning of life. It's a beautifully simple yet complex question. I believe the meaning of life is to live a meaningful life, living for something bigger than ourselves, serving the world in our own unique way, not constantly chasing shallow pleasures and desires. I mean, I used to think that was the meaning of life. Chasing happiness, obsessing over material possessions. But what I was actually chasing was hedonism. And I never found peace that way. people need to know that there is a difference. So one day I said, you know what, fuck it. I don't need any of that. But unfortunately, we were raised by a generation of narcissism and hypocrisy, making us believe that meaning can be found in materialism. We all have a reason for being here. And I believe that my purpose is to help people around the world and to entertain through music. Look, life is a gift and we should not waste it. Use it for good, not just to become a consumer of resources. We should have a positive influence on one another, no matter how small. That is the essence of humanity, helping one another. Look, there is no competition because we all have our own unique struggle, our own unique journey. And in some way we're equal in the sense that we're all in this life together and we're simply trying to do the best we can. Maybe your meaning is to serve God. Maybe it's to raise a family. Maybe it's to build an empire. The beauty of this is that we have the freedom to choose. And I think that finding that meaning is what keeps us going. Otherwise, we wouldn't really have much to live for. And that would be a pretty bleak existence. Yeah, look, there has to be a point to all of this. I mean, that's what I believe. Traveling the world has helped me realize what it is I wanted to do with my life. You see, I knew I didn't want to work in a 9-to-5 corporate environment. I mean, I know that's for some people, but in my case, I didn't see the point in trying to serve some company just so they can make money for their own selfish greed. I traveled across Asia, South America, and Africa. And I discovered that true meaning could be found in the simple things. You see, it's not about what you own, it's about what you give. And that's one of the big epiphanies I've had on my journey. That is what created true freedom. Life doesn't come with a rule book or a set structure on how to live your life, unless you count the Bible, of course. You see, a lot of people struggle to find their own individual meaning, but I believe that the answer will come to them sooner or later. You see, we all need some type of goal. So my advice would be to listen to your inner voice. It's very subtle, but inside you know what to do. And it's our responsibility to listen to it and to act on it. It's something you can feel in your very soul.